Most entry-level or mid-range Canon DSLRs are sold with 18-55, a typical kit lens which is actually fine for most users. 18-135 is a more versatile option as it covers 29-216mm equivalent range. Sounds like a great traveling companion. It is built from plastic all the way around but is well assembled. Lens mount is from metal though. It is not weather sealed. Zoom glides smoothly through the zoom range with just a bit more friction between 85 and 135 positions. There is a switch that locks it in 18mm position to prevent zoom creep. Focusing is internal and the front element does not rotate. 67mm filters can be attached to this lens. That is pretty common diameter. Lens hood is not supplied with the lens, it needs to be bought separately. Mounted on the camera, it is around 10 cm long and weighs roughly 480 grams. I have reviewed this lens on the new 90D. It will be interesting to see how it performs on such a high resolution crop sensor. 7.5 times optical zoom is quite versatile. Here are a few examples. I do believe most people would be better off with this lens than the 18-55 and 55-250 combination. Less hassle with lens exchange. Optical image stabilization is very efficient, as you can see from this video. Thanks to STM focusing system, fast but at the same time smooth focus transitions like you see right now are possible during video. It works even faster and is fully silent when using optical finder for still images. Wide open resolution is not ideal but improves at lower f-stops. Center is great at 5.6 while I feel that f8 makes corner quite solid. Roughly the same can be said for all focal lengths. Close one stop for center and two stops to get better corners. Focus shift will not be a problem. Focus breathing is visible and the lens is not parfocal. Luckily, modern Canon cameras have great dual pixel focusing, so it will shift focus easily as you zoom in or out. Lateral chromatic aberrations are visible at wide angle but can easily be removed in post-process. They disappear at around 50-85mm zoom range. At 135 they appear once more, but nothing out of the ordinary. Longitudinal chromatic aberrations are basically non-existent. Wide angle shows significant barrel distortion. Not only that, but it is ugly mustache type of distortion. Notice how lines are not linearly bent but straighten in corners a bit. At 24 things are way better, almost perfect, but at 35 and beyond pincushion distortion kicks in. This lens should not be your first choice for astrophotography, but if you try shooting some, Coma effect will appear in the corners. Situation is much better on the telephoto side of the zoom. Vignetting is visible at all focal lengths. It has gradual appearance, so it is easy to correct in post. Close the aperture by one stop and it will mostly be eliminated just by that. Flare is a bit of a problem with strong light sources in the frame. All sorts of artifacts in many colors can be visible and at some focal lengths even a strong global loss of contrast. I feel like every single one of the 16 elements in this lens produces a ghost for itself. Super zoom lenses often have this type of problems and this one is sadly not an exception. With a lot of distance between subject and background, bokeh will be nice and creamy, but if you have close object with sharp edges, bokeh can become harsh. This lens has great close focus capabilities, even on maximum zoom. Combine it with 32 megapixel EOS 19D and it will be possible to get images that go beyond classic close-ups but are almost in real macro territory. This makes 18-135 very versatile. Finally, Sunstar is absolutely gorgeous. 7-bladed aperture produces 14-point star, which is very well defined and has long rays. This is a great lens for nighttime landscapes or daylight shots with the sun in the frame, such as the ones you see right now. So there you have it. As expected, 18-135 has a set of weaknesses and a set of really good sides. It does not sport ideal corner sharpness and has less than ideal geometry. Flare resistance is also quite weak. On the other side, vignetting is under control, has really good macro capabilities and produces wonderful Sunstar. Center resolution holds up surprisingly good at 32 megapixel 90D. Don't forget fast and silent autofocus both for stills and video, as well as effective image stabilization. More than anything, it covers useful range. Combine it with 10 to 18mm lens for extreme wide angle and you have a perfect two-lens travel combination. That's all for this review. If you have a question, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. For those of you in Croatia, you can find both me and this lens in Anigota store where I work, and those of you from other countries, please use Amazon affiliate link as I get a small commission from every purchase. Thanks for watching.